Welcome to another Zodiac Main, folks. It is a Tuesday. We are recording from pretty early in the tournament this time. Let's see how it goes. So we want to raise with some of our very bottom tier hands like this, I think. We don't really care if we get limp re-raised off of it, and it doesn't benefit much from checking, so using it as a bluff makes sense. I'm gonna play Ace Jack suited here.
Move it right now.
You move it right now. What?
We're going to.
I think we're actually squeezing here with the King 10 suited. Once we go three ways, we probably mostly call if it was heads up against the early position raiser, but once the small blind gets in, I think the EV of squeezing becomes higher. They both call. Interesting. I think we'll see bet early small and just kind of see what happens. Just a moment. Okay, I guess I fold now. I don't know. We do have the back door. I think the posh is too big now. I would have got there. As we call, we flop enough flush draw. Checks, we're gonna bet. Alright, we'll defend ace-7 of spades. This is not quite our hand here. Sorry, I'm still recovering. Someone rang the doorbell during that King 10 suited hand, and I wound up folding the flop. I should have called. I would have made the nut flush. And mildly frustrating, but we will recover. Still very early, of course. And we've raised the cutoff with King 7 suited. The big blind defends. I think we're going to put in a 1/3 c-bet here. The texture should benefit our range. Our hand certainly isn't getting any better. And that works. All right, we got ace king, button versus cutoff. We're going to 3-bet, sizing up slightly because we are at somewhat deeper stacks here. We get a call. The flop is 9-6-4. We're certainly c-betting. I think we'll c-bet a quarter. I do have the ace of spades, which is nice. Okay, bet and call. The turn is a spade. I believe we will bet again. Okay, we got called and the river's an ace. Interesting. So now do we try to go for value or do we just check? I mean, I think I have the best hand. I just don't know what he's going to call with that's worse. Yeah, I guess we just check. It's kind of weird, but I just don't see how he can call worse. You know, like ace queen with the queen of spades. I certainly don't think he's calling with that. I'll be interested to look that one up after. I'm curious if I'm supposed to value bet the river there. I was just having a lot of trouble coming up with anything he would call with. But we'll take the pot. We're back up to a little bit more than the starting stack. Okay, we're just calling here, cutoff versus UTG. I think we can mix in a few 3-bets, but I think our response is mostly call. A good flop, queen 9-4 rainbow. We are going to bet. It's rainbow, so I don't think we have to size up too much. Plus multi-way, our sizing comes down a little bit. So I'm going to go with 1/4. It's possible this is too small, but I don't think we want to go any bigger than like a 1/3. Okay, under the gun calls, big blind folds. We're going to bet again on the turn, a little more than half. And then we'll see what happens on the river. We might check some rivers. All right, we're up to 25K. I think we're going to open here. You can get away with a few more of these like middle suited type hands than people commonly think. Heads up with the big blind. Good flop for my range. And we'll take it down with a small bet. I think we mostly 3-bet at this stack depth. Not really our flop, but I think we're going to bet with range. We could maybe bet half pot. Might check turn bluff river. I mean, I have 0 equity now. Possibly I should have half potted flop. And we can just give up now, I think. I don't love the turn being a 3 because it makes it so all of his ace-x has a lot more of an incentive to call twice. If the turn was just like some random brick, I would have been much more likely to bet again, I think. All right, we're going to raise ace-3 suited from under the gun 1 here. And I'm not in love with how I've played this so far. I should have called with that King 10 suited. I probably should have bet half pot with that 8-9 suited. But there are a lot of distractions around during the day. And it's still quite early, so no big deal. And I think it's big enough that we can actually fold this some of the time. We're calling most of our suited ace X's there. I think we can fold the very worst ones for that sizing. The 14 big blind stack calls. That's interesting. Guess I better get back in the chair for this one. Oh, never mind. Easy fold. You do want to 4-bet all in sometimes as a semi-bluff with these like ace wheel suited combos, but I think in this case there's way too much action. Okay, king 10 suited at 35. I think we have a pure call here. 4 ways to the flop, top pair. We are going to bet small. Okay, called by the big blind, nobody else. Not a great turn, but on the bright side, the big blind shouldn't have a whole lot of coverage of ace X. I think we can just check now. River changes nothing. So we lose to jack 10, ace jack, ace 10, maybe like ace 4. I would assume ace queen and ace king get it in pre. He checks, we'll check. King 6, we win, nice. Turn killed our action a bit, but still happy to win the pot there. Okay, 3 ways. Flop seems good. I think we'll c-bet about a third. I'm not sure what the optimal sizing is multi-way, but this seems reasonable enough given how short this guy is. He raises. I think we'll just get the rest in. Yeah, I figured it was a 9. All right, nice. Despite some early stumbles, we are up to almost a double stack now. Okay, ace king. We're gonna 3-bet, get it in. Well, I would have just shoved pre, but this guy had a bunch. Maybe I should have just shoved pre anyway. On the flop now, we can c-bet small, see where it goes from there. Okay, good turn. I think we'll just keep betting small and try to get it in by the river. That works. Open the button here. We got a suited Broadway under the gun 1. 3-bet out of the big blind. I think we have to call. Not our flop though. It's got to be close. I'm not quite sure, but I don't think we get to fold any suited Broadways, even though the stacks are pretty awkward there. Okay, we're going to defend here against the button with king 10-0. 5-5-6. I don't have a spade, but I think for this sizing, we still call. He bet only a quarter. Check, check, turn. Now we're in kind of an awkward spot. Like king high might be good. He's on the button. He can certainly have wider hands. I don't know if I want to bluff to fold out specifically ace high. I will have a lot of worse hands that want to bluff. I'm going to check. He did have ace high, but we actually have the right price against his hand because he bet so small on the flop. So it's not a disaster or anything. Check raising the flop would have probably got a fold out of him, but I think we're going to do that more with hands that have, gut shots, backdoor flush draws, that sort of thing, not like a king high with none of those. Interesting. I think I'm going to bet. We have a gut shot and an overcard, not much else. I think the turn makes our hand a lot worse. Now if our straight fills, a 9 is better, although I don't know how often he's going to have a 9 in his hand. Possible we're supposed to bet the turn again, I don't know. Seems a little too weak. We will fold the river, I'll have to look that one up later. I think since we size the flop up slightly, that's going to make his range to reach the turn somewhat stronger, which means that we don't want to bet the turn, but I'm not positive. Walks are always welcome, but this hand we have ace king in the small blind, even better. Okay, raise and call. I think we can c-bet on the smaller side. It's possible I want to size up here. I don't know. The opponent should have less 2x and 3x because I raised pre. And we have overcards to the jack. Interesting raise with position. We're just going to call. I'm kind of a passive player, not so many cashes. Let's see how this develops. Okay, so we pick up a gut shot. Still have overs. Pick up a fake nut flush draw as well. He bets mountains, huh? Awkward sizing. I don't really want to fold the turn there, but I'm not sure what the hell's going on with that sizing. It kind of seems like he has to have it by the turn, and I don't have the right price if he does have it, so I'm not really sure. Okay, 25. We'll see a flop here. Cut off first button. We keep round tripping back to starting stack, but there's another 49 minutes of late reg, so we have plenty of time to run it up. 3 ways to the flop. We have a bad middle pair. Happy to check. That's a decent turn. I think we'll still check. Bad river. I would bet the turn with a better 10. I think with this bad of a 10, we're just going to check and try to show down. Maybe we still win. It's going to be tough now, though. He bets 12. We can easily fold to 12. Would have been awkward if he bet like 2. I don't know. This might be ambitious. Yeah, bad turn. I think we'll cut it off. A lot of good turns, and I was hoping to catch him with like ace-10 off or something that would just fold, but I think we can just give it up now. All right, queens in the big blind. Action in front. So loose shove with ace 5, but we'll take it. We're back to a double stack again. All right, ace queen, we're going to get it in against the under the gun raise here. I'm leaning towards this being a slight fold, but there's a chance he's just shoving super wide because he can re-enter. I think I will fold. Ooh, would have hit. Yeah, King Jack offsuit is just not that strong of a hand to be calling all ins with. Ooh. This should be quite strong, but I think I have to call for this price. Let's hit the flop. Okay, we have a 1 heart and we have a gut shot. That's something. Check, check. Interesting. I don't think I'm going to bluff. I sense some sort of trickery is afoot. I think I have to call this, though. We don't beat anything going into the river here, do we? Ace Jack, okay. Yeah, he wasn't folding if I bet the turn, so I don't know if there's really a whole lot else I can do there. I got 2 walks already, let's get one more. No, that is a shove. Ace King suited, this is a nice one. All right, we have a raise from the cutoff. We are going to be all in for 24. Shove would be ideal. I think we will check 3 ways. This seems pretty bad for me. Not amazing, but 2 to 1, we definitely have to call. Do not have the right price against that hand, unfortunately. Again, we have round tripped back down to starting stack. I'm calling E2 here. Okay, we are going to shove. We have 10 minutes left of late reg, re-entry, and I think this hand is basically a shove anyway. Or if not, it is very close to one. He checked back. Oh, that's awfully suspicious. We have a gut shot, but I don't think we want to be betting here. The flop is a texture that overwhelmingly favors him, so he should be betting his range. I mean, maybe we check and beat threes or something weird like that. I don't know. Tens, okay. All right, ace king, and there's still 5 minutes left of late reg, so we can either double or re-enter here. Wow, he has jacks, huh? Good start. All right, staying alive. Back to about 30K, which is 1.5x the starting stack. I think we're gonna go with it, but I don't know. It's a little dicey. Depends on how wide he's raising off that stack. King Queen suited is a pretty good hand, but it would not shock me if I ran into something here. Wow. That is a loose call with ace-8 suited. I just need to hit. A lot of outs. There it is. Very nice. Okay, we're up to about 3 times the starting stack now. Re-entry is going to close in 1 minute here. It's a long, roundabout re-entry period where I round-tripped from starting stack to double stack like 3 or 4 times, but we are well positioned now as the late reg closes. Alright, ace king in the small blind. Button shoves. Big pot, needless to say, we could really use a hold here. Jack. Need a jack, and anything 10 or higher. Ugly. That is for 8 starting stacks. We still have a little less than a starting stack left. See if we can run it back. I'm sorry, that was for 4 starting stacks. Alright, so I defended with this hand. We flopped this. I think we have enough equity to get the rest in. Backdoor flush draw over card. Maybe a backdoor straight draw. Ooh, that's not ideal. Dead on the turn. I'm gonna hit on the river too. Well, that was a promising start, but that ace king to king 9 hand really sunk me. I mean, the bust out hand, I had 3.5. I had 3.3 big, so I have to either get it in pre or see a flop, and I think we have enough on the flop to get it in. If the flop had been like, you know, ace jack 4 with no spade or something like that, then we can save our last 2.5 big ones. But in any event, a disappointing outcome, but we did get off to a very hot start with these tournaments, so we're due for a few disappointments. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.